Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of LonsTV. This is Monday's episode. It's going up very late. In fact, it's going up very early in the morning on Tuesday. I did not get a chance Monday during the afternoon to make a video as I had hoped to. I like doing it during the day because you get a lot of nice natural light and it doesn't come out all sepia tone. This is like HW Plainview's podcast or something. It's got like that old-timey sort of spirit, so I'm going to try to do them earlier in the day. I just didn't get around to it. I went downtown to Staples Center to see Roger Waters perform The Wall live. The full Wall show, I mean, building the wall on stage and effects and, you know, fireworks and all that. I'll review it in full tomorrow, but it was quite a show. But anyway, it took most of my day to get some other stuff done and then go to that, and I didn't get a chance to make a video. I wanted to talk over the long weekend. We lost Leslie Nielsen, great comic actor and non-comic actor earlier in his career. People tend to forget about that. He passed away. I tweeted, you know, I thought it would be both funny and like a nice homage to the man. I tweeted a quote of his from Airplane. I said he died in a Florida hospital. It's a big building with lots of doctors and patients, but that's not important right now. I thought it came across that it was an affectionate nod to a celebrity I really liked. Most people took it in that sense. It got retweeted like all over the world. I got on the front page of Twitter. It was really nice, but I did get a lot of feedback from people who felt like it was inappropriate. Like you shouldn't make fun. Like I was teasing or dissing him and he was dead and it was insensitive and think of his family and all that stuff. And I have to say, I mean, I think that he would have taken it in that spirit. So if you were offended, if you were a huge Leslie Nielsen fan, you saw that. I apologize. I obviously meant no harm, but you know, I think that that's the way a lot of people sort of process grief and come to grips with stuff like this. It's obviously sad that he died, but you know, I feel like I can't self-censor in that way. If I think something would be, I think of a quip or a quote or something like that, and I think it would be funny, even if a guy just died, I'll probably say it. I don't want to be insensitive, but I thought it was affectionate, and I think overall people tend to be a little hypersensitive about death and the idea of death. I mean, he was an old man. He had a full life. It's tragic when somebody dies, but at the same time, we can celebrate the impact that he made, and I don't think it has to be all somber all the time when a great person dies. So that's my thought on that. Today, speaking of death, I want to review Dexter, the current season of Dexter, which is winding down. I thought last night's episode, Sunday night's episode, I should say, I thought it was really good. I thought it was probably the best of the season. Having said that, overall, the season so far, I'm not loving it. It feels a little bit like both they're running out of steam, they're just running out of places to take Dexter that are new and interesting, and it also feels a little bit like the end of Season 4 was so big, and I don't want to issue spoilers, although if you haven't seen it yet, I mean, come on, what are you doing? But the end of Season 4, it ends on such a big note. It's so shocking, it's almost like they nuked the fridge. That term from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, when they have a nuclear explosion before the halfway point in the movie, and it just renders everything else anticlimactic. I mean, how can you follow a nuclear explosion? How can you make an action movie bigger than a guy surviving an atomic bomb in a fridge? So it's the same thing, like Dexter, it's so big at the end of Season 4, Season 5 is almost guaranteed to be a little bit of a letdown. How can you build on that? It's as extreme as it could possibly get. So I do feel a little bit like that, like they didn't figure out where to take it this year that would be bigger, and so they kind of settled for reiterating a lot of the plots that they've already played out. If you think about it, this season, Dexter has sparked a new romance with a woman who knows his secret or knows what he's really like. That happened in Season 2. Dexter's pursued by an obsessed cop who's circling the truth and getting a little bit closer to him every week. That also happened in Season 2 with Dokes. And then also Dexter training a new serial killer and like teaching them his method. That was Season 3, the Jimmy Smith season with Miguel. So I'm starting to feel like, you know, the only really new elements to this season are things that don't really interest me that much. Like his relationship with the nanny, or Batista and LaGuerta's marriage crumbling, which just, I couldn't care less about. It's nothing against David Zayas, who plays Batista, who's not a bad actor, and he's starting to pop up in other stuff. I don't remember the name of the woman who plays LaGuerta. It's not really their fault. It's just their relationship together is not interesting. The show has never really focused on them enough and their interplay between one another to make it interesting. And this whole season has been like this off again, off again. They're fighting, they're not fighting. It's like Eugene O'Neill stepped in and became a Dexter writer for like 1 week. It's I couldn't care about it less. Every time it comes back to that, the season with the two of them bickering and Angel, can I see you in my office? It's like, oh, are we doing this again? Like it couldn't have less to do with anything else. It couldn't be less interesting. I also don't think it's Julia Stiles' fault, but I don't love the Lumen character either. I feel like I get why they made the decision that we don't really know anything about her before. Like, what happened to her was so extreme that it's caused this divide, and she's not the same person she used to be. So it doesn't matter what she was like, and we only get little bits and pieces of information about what she's really like. I get that intellectually, why they decided to make that decision. At the same time, we don't get to know her. I don't feel like we're getting to know her across the season. I feel like she just kind of is this victim character, and now, you know, the only thing we've learned about her all season is she didn't used to murder people, and now she does. And I feel like maybe there's a twist coming or something with her character, but whatever it is, it's been a whole season now, and I just don't feel like she's growing or she's changing or there's an arc there. It just feels like she's this victim and she's obsessed with revenge, and now Dexter's helping her, and that's really it. Having said all of that, things feel like they're finally on the right path. We were 10 episodes deep now, and it does feel like things are starting to collect. I like the Jordan Chase character. I like Johnny Lee Miller as the bad guy. I like the interplay with him and Angela Bettis, who joined the show this past week as a former victim and possibly also accomplice in some way of his. And then the scene with Jordan Chase and Dexter coming face-to-face this week is great, and it's like, that's what I want from the show, and it was refreshing to see it again, and every season kind of has that moment where they sort of, the two adversaries kind of recognize each other, and it starts the end game, and it was really well done here. And so I like these moments when the final pieces are coming together. It's still a good show. It just feels like it's running out of steam, and all season I've been waiting for it to, like, pull out of the spiral and get interesting and fresh again, and it just doesn't seem to happen. I don't know if it's inevitable that the show is just kind of on the decline, and it's just been long enough, and it's kind of played out. The shock of this dramatic series about a serial killer is just wearing off on me. So I'll stay tuned for the last few episodes of the season, but I have to say, overall, I just don't feel like this season is as strong as some of the earlier ones. Season 2 in particular, which is probably my favorite, and then Season 4, which was also really strong. So that's LonsTV for today. I will be back tomorrow, I promise, at a more reasonable hour, and I will review the Roger Waters craziness that I saw. And until then, have a great Tuesday, and I will see you soon.